Okay. Hello, Internet. My name is Riley, and this is a vlog of mine. I said, don't even know if it's uploaded yet. I'll probably upload this one first, but. Wait, no, I didn't say that one. This was the one that messed up. This is the vlog where I finally explain everything. I'll explain why in previous videos, like way back in the past, I have called myself Grayson, and in these more recent ones, I've been calling myself Riley. Or, in other cases, I've been calling myself Blue. Blue is my nickname, for one. It is not my actual name. I was thinking of changing it to Blue for the longest time, but didn't really feel like it. But I knew that at some point, a name change was gonna happen. Didn't know why, and I didn't know when. But I just knew it was going to happen. So, this is where it turns into. So, the reason why I said my name was Grayson was because my birth name was Grayson. My name from birth was Grayson. It is not legally changed. It is emotionally changed to Riley because I'll explain that in a minute. Like, not emotionally changed, like it's been changed to me and my friends to be Riley. And here's my reasoning for that. It's because, yes, I know that any name can be, like, gender neutral. But I just found that Riley can be used truthfully for, like, a boy or a girl. So, yeah, that is the reasoning why I have changed, like, my name's Riley, because I needed a name that was gender neutral. Because at one point I was this thing that most of you may not know as non-binary / agender. Agender is where you don't identify as male or female. It's where you identify as they, them, because you don't feel like you fall under the male or female categories. Because for me, this was for how I felt on the outside. On the outside, I looked partially female and partially male. Like, I looked like the chokers and everything and the long hair and all that stuff. Well, long hair. I looked like a girl, and yeah. But at the same time, I wore stuff like hoodies like this, and yes, I know that girls can wear hoodies too, but like when I wore them, it made me feel like they made me feel more masculine at the same time. And yeah. So, and then there was my internal area. Since I liked wearing chokers, and also at the same time, I was also gay. Well, gay, I use that in quotes. I wasn't technically gay because I didn't like sex. Because I don't have any confidence in my body. I have so little confidence. I have zero confidence, none, in my body. I hate the way I look. I know I'm fat, I know I'm ugly. and shit like that. So, that's why I dislike sex. Because I get self-conscious about my body. But, well, that makes me homo-romantic, which also made me technically more masculine. And on the insides, I felt more... I basically felt none of it. I didn't feel female. I didn't feel male on the insides. I didn't feel any of it because both were happening at the same time. So I was like, what am I? Like, it was like right in between. So then, basically, I didn't feel like either of them because they were both happening at the exact same time. So, that's why I made the conclusion where I was identifying as agender. And then, along the lines there, I turned to the name Riley. But then, in my high school years as in grade 10, like this year in grade 10, I started feeling something different. I didn't feel necessarily agender anymore. I more felt like all those emotions I was talking about where it was like, it was all coming in at once. I was like, what am I? I actually was like my brain was like arguing, no, you're male, no, you're female, no, you're male, no, you're non-binary, you're agender. I was like swapping in between the three, so eventually I had enough. Because I know that other people confuse me for female. Some say I'm male. And some don't know what I am, so they decide to go with they, them. And I was also feeling that way about myself. So, yes, so then, my body decided to say, I just decided to say, for some time, for maybe like a month or two, because I wasn't still sure, I was telling my friends I think I am demigender. Because demigender can have the pronouns of any, meaning male can basically the pronouns of any, which is he, him, she, her, they, them. It can have all of those. This is my interpretation of it. Doesn't have to be yours. I can be who I want to be, and you guys can't really tell me otherwise. Because I can be who I want to be. So, I felt like I was a demi-boy for the longest time. But then I was like, okay, demi-boy, that means I'm more masculine, which, yes, does make sense because my birth gender is that. But that's not how I felt. I felt equally in between the three. I felt male, female, and agender equally. And being called a demi-boy was, like, identifying myself as demi-boy was causing a lot of self-inflicted dysphoria. Dysphoria basically means, if for all you people out there who don't know, it means it makes you feel like, it takes a little thing to trigger it. It can be like someone saying, oh, like they could use your birth name. That's a trigger for me. People coming up to me and being triggered about me being, like, back in the day when I was agender, it was like people being triggered about that and coming up to me and being like, he, him. You can't be none. And you can't be female either. People would do that. That's a big trigger. So it's basically makes you feel like you can't be who you want to be. Like, there's roadblocks in the way that are too high for you to get over to becoming who you are. And Demi Boy was causing that because Boy made me feel more masculine when I knew I wasn't. And yeah, it was just confusing me and stuff. And then there was the moment of realization. Hey, I know this, like, well, it wasn't realization, whatever. It was that moment when I decided to change it. It was that moment when I decided to change what I identified as, because I know that demigender is an umbrella term or a blanket term or whatever you choose to call it. But to me, it wasn't. Demigender to me, when I decided to do this, demigender felt like a separate category in there. It was still the blanket term, but it was also like the center. The everything. Like, I felt like I didn't, when I identified as demigender, I felt like I didn't have to identify, like, it felt like more like my pronouns could be any, because I felt equally towards all of them. So I decided to use the blanket term demigender because I didn't want to identify more as female, more as male. I wanted to identify in between equally. Like, I wanted to identify, like, equally as male, as he, him, she, her, they, them. So then basically it will cause a lot less dysphoria for people calling me he, him, she, her, or they, them. It will cause a lot less dysphoria. So, that's basically how that happened. So yeah. And that explains the name part. But this is explaining everything to you guys. I'm also going to be explaining why I was gone from YouTube for so long. I was gone from YouTube for like 3 years. Because for one, my videos were bad. I could not edit for the life of me. I could not find a good editing program. Because Windows 10 is garbage. That's why I was gone from YouTube. And also school. And yeah. And now, why I'm starting a new channel. Because I want to have 2 channels, one for vlogs and one for uploading, and this one had more vlogs on it, and I didn't want to have to move anything. So yeah. And now, here's explaining some of the personal things that I may not want to necessarily explain, but I'm going to anyways, because I'm an idiot. Yes. For all of you asking, oh, you're homo-romantic, do you have a boyfriend? Yes, I do. His name is Liam, and yes, we are having a long-distance relationship. He is in Ottawa right now. And then there is the thing of how is school going, which none of you probably really care about, but whatever. I suck at school. Always have and always will. But I'm doing better. Because at this point in the year, I was either barely passing all my classes. This was in grade 9. I was barely passing all my classes. Or I was failing. Pretty much. But this year, I am still scratching my ass off the failing line. I'm just there, but like, I'm not there. I am passing with 60s and 70s. And yeah, 60s and 70s. Not too damn bad. That's only like a couple % away from 100. But yeah. And also, I'm going into new classes, so if I can keep this up for like 2 more weeks in a final, I'm golden. I'm out of there. I'm out of all these classes into the new ones. But yeah, that pretty much covers everything. That covers all the topics of everything. So I have explained everything to you guys. And if you guys have anything you would like to ask me or like me to explain, please ask. Like, does anyone watching this comment down below? You can comment whatever you feel necessary to comment about, unless it's like, oh, there's only 2 genders, which I'm also going to explain here quick. Yes, you are correct. Only 2 genders. That is science. This is not science related. It's hard to explain, but there's a thing called gender identity. It does not have anything to do with science. It has to do with how you feel emotionally. So before you go saying, oh, you can't be all 3, you have to be only one, and you can only be the one you were assigned at birth. No, I can have a gender identity, because it's how I feel about myself. It's how I feel, which is why I left it up to people to determine. So they can call me whatever they feel. If they feel like I'm a girl, use those pronouns. If you think I'm male, call me he, him. And if you call me they, if you call me like he, him, good. If you call me they, them, good. And for the last one, yeah, that's basically it. But if you have any questions that are not like there are 2 genders related topics, there are only 2 genders. Yes, there are only 2 genders, but there are many gender identities. And for the last thing, ask me whatever you feel was unanswered here. If you have other questions, like why I'm doing YouTube, why I'm still alive, you can ask. You may not get the answer you want. You may get a sassy ass answer, because you're being a sassy ass. But I will be sure to answer them. I will answer any questions you guys may have. And thank you. I will see you all in the next video. See ya.